San Antonio is known for its rich culture and vibrant events. I'm Lauren. This is Raul with the Schrader Group, and today we are diving into some of the biggest and most loved events around the city. Let's start with one of the biggest, and your favorite, I believe, is Fiesta San Antonio.
Yeah, that's a great one. So Fiesta's been in our culture for many generations. But the biggest part of it was founded by the Battle of San Jacinto and the Alamo to give praise to the heroes for fighting and saving our country, if you will. So we took a lot of pride in that. There's a lot of monuments and a lot of, things downtown that commemorate the whole battle, the river walk, all that kind of stuff kind of flows together. But yeah, it's a great time in our lives to go down there and have fun and have some, chicken on a stick, some flauta tacos and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's really fun.
And so normally it happens around April. Is that?
Yeah, typically it starts around April and it rolls a little bit into May, depending on the year. But what it is it's just a time of full events, music, the dancing. I mean, we have some great parades, which is really cool. So we have our Battle of Flowers parade, where all the local schools, they contribute, they march through the streets of San Antonio downtown. And then we have one of our largest ones, which is the Flambeau Parade, which is a French word for candlestick or torch. And the reason why they call it the Flambeau Parade is because we are the largest illuminated parade in the nation. We have over 200 entries. And when I say entries, it could be a matter of 50 people in a float. It could be 10 people in a float, marching bands, Texas A&M, UT, all these people come together, UTSA. They perform. We have over 800,000 spectators.
Wow.
That line the streets downtown. And it's really, really cool. Over 15 million people watch it. And it's been known as one of the brightest and funnest parades that we have. And then you tie in Oyster Bake, Nayos, the Taste of the North Side, all these other events that come through. And it's really a whole bunch of nonprofits coming together to raise money for scholarships and to give back to our community.
That's awesome. It really is like a big celebration, and so much of San Antonio shows up for it. It's really cool. So if it's your first time for someone going to Fiesta, what are your must-sees or any?
Yeah, so that's a tough one, right? If you're new to San Antonio, you definitely want to check out one of the parades. Normally, the day parade's kind of hot, right? I mean, we got in some breaks, but normally it's 80 to 95 degrees outside. So sometimes that one's a little tough, but at least it's bright outside. The night parade's really, really cool. You definitely want to do that. If you're a little bit on the older side, like more mature age of 18 or older, I would say, Nios is probably one of the fun ones. You got to make sure you get a chicken on a stick out there. And there's all kinds of culture built in. So there's a lot of different zones that you could go to with the different culture, heritage, things of that nature. We also have Market Square, which has a lot of Tejano bands and a lot of our culture there, which is a really, really good one. And then if you just kind of rotate all the way through the city, you have the Taste of the North Side at the Dominion. You have the Taste of all these, New Orleans. You have all these things that come out, Taste of the Heights night, things like that. So just a lot of eating and good fun and drinking with a lot of friends around you. But I would definitely say Nios is a really good one. And then anything downtown, San Fernando Cathedral has one. That's a really good one. You have the nice, beautiful cathedral behind you and a lot of music. And most of these events are free to get in. So those are always nice to get out there and kind of, share a little of our culture.
Yeah, sounds fun. I love it. And then let's talk about the rodeo. That's another big one. Can I get a yeehaw?
Yeehaw. Yeah, so that's another great one. We shut down in February for it. The Spurs leave the Frost Center and they go do the rodeo road trip. And then, tons of great atmosphere, tons of bands, live music. Our rodeo is award winning. So that's always great to see. And then there's a lot of the other stuff you don't get to see, like the cutting horses that are running doing their shows, all the auctions and things like that. That's always fun. But also a huge nonprofit that gets back to our education system for those that, might not otherwise have the means. So a lot of our giving spirit in San Antonio is about giving back to our community, and raising the money is not for profit, but more to give back and appreciate where we live and where we reside.
One of my favorites to watch is, what is it when the kids ride the sheep in?
Mutton Bustin.
Yeah. That's always my
which is fun because they last 2 seconds or they last like to the very end. Poor kids are holding on to the wool of the sheep, and it's really fun. But all that's built in with the rodeo, and They have on the weekends, they have a 12 o'clock, and then they have a nighttime show. But a lot of that's just fun. A lot of people are out there enjoying the grounds.
Great
All the,
family.
like they do their little kind of mini parades and stuff like that. But then they have the carnival out there, which tons of great food. And then you get to go and like look behind the stalls of all these cows and horses and see all those performances. So it's really cool to see that life because we don't really get an opportunity to see that every day.
Yeah, it's fun, educational, good for the family, get out and everything. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. San Antonio also goes really big on the Day of the Dead, or
Dia de los Muertos. And what that is really just a day of remembrance to the people that have passed before us. So they have ofrendas, which is basically an altar that you're giving, like a candle or a picture that you put on the altar to remember the loved ones that came before us. And it's believed that if you don't celebrate, that you will lose their memory and their meaning in your life. So the movie Coco was kind of built after that. But San Antonio actually has one of the largest celebrations here in town.
San Antonio.
And what's really cool is all the kids paint their faces, things like that. And if you ever go to any of the cemeteries around here, I mean, you got balloons, you got flowers, you got all kinds of stuff happening out there. And it's really just a way to say, hey, a loved one might have passed, but they're not forgotten. And we are who we are today because of them and what they've gone through. And just to say, hey, your memory's not going to end with today.
And I love that because I just love how people want to remember their loved ones and, kind of keep their memory alive.
Absolutely. It gives that sense of spirit, right? And remembrance and all the good memories and the stories that are to be told.
Yes. Speaking of San Antonio, it's so magical around the holidays, especially down on the river.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about that?
Yeah. So big hearts, right? Everyone in San Antonio wants to do and give more. Part of what happens right after Thanksgiving is we illuminate downtown, right? So Incarnate does a great job of lighting up, and there's millions upon millions of lights.
Pretty.
And then if you go downtown, it's like just twinkle, twinkle everywhere. Great tall trees with the river. I mean, barges are flowing. I mean, just everyone's in that merry holiday season and spirit, and it's just really fun. And that also kicks off the Ford holiday party, which is a river float and a lot of lights and music and stuff like that. So it's just San Antonio's packed with a lot of vibrancy.
Yeah, I remember every year growing up, we would always go down there for Christmas and eat at the tower, and then you put that little sweet and low, and you know what I'm talking about? We go in a circle.
Our tower goes and rotates, right? Very, very slowly. So you put the sugar pack or whatever it is there, you kind of time it.
You make a full circle.
What is it, like 30 minutes or something like that to make a complete circle?
I don't know, because I was a little kid and it felt like forever. But that was always a fun holidays.
Key fact, that tower was built for the World Fair here in San Antonio. So some history right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you give us an overview, if I was wanting to plan my year, of some of the hottest events not to miss?
Well, I'll throw some bullet points out there for us. So if we start in January, we have the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream March, right? That's always a good one. We had the Culinaria Restaurant Week, which was really cool because there's a lot of restaurants that participate, and you get a lot of value for your dollar during those weeks. February, we kick off the Rodeo, which is very, very fun. We talked about some of those things earlier. So in March, we have March Madness. So a lot of times we host a lot of the games that kind of feeds into April. We also have Contemporary Art Month during March. That's nice. April, Fiesta. We got to love Fiesta. All the parades, River Parade, Flambeau Parade Day, Battle of Flowers Parade. We also have in the summer, Fiesta de los Noches. We have Stars and Stripes and Lights, a huge celebration for Independence Day. September, World Heritage Festival. In October, we have Dia de los Muertos. We also have Halloween, so that's always fun. We have November, Wurstfest, which is always fun. You get to go out and get some brats. And later on in the month, we have the Fort Holiday River Party downtown and the lighting ceremony. In December, we have the San Antonio Marathon, and we celebrate SA. Biggest bang going out of the year is a big party we have downtown every year.
Thank you so much for watching. Please check out our website for more events throughout the year and subscribe to our channel.
There's a lot going on in San Antonio. If you want more recommendations on food, restaurants, or any other events throughout the year, please follow us. We hope you have a blessed day and talk to you soon.